Get angry.
Who's that? Alright, so
like 5:30.
I go into the kitchen because Mum and Dad get home, and I'm like, alright, what are we going to do for dinner? So then Dad goes, I'm cooking a roast. So then Mum grabs the roast out of the kitchen, out of the oven, and Dad blows up because he wants to do it, and I quote, he wants to do it his way and not Mum's way. And Mum just says, I'm just going to put some foil around it so that it cooks faster, right? So,
Well,
she just puts the foil around it, and Dad's like, alright, whatever, and then just puts it. Now, at this point, I'm like, okay, if we're having a roast, we're not going to be able to have any food until like 8, right? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be done at about 8:15. I'm like, alright, I'm going to make myself some toast. So, Dad just has this massive exasperated sigh, and I don't know why, and I'm like, are you okay? Because I just start, he's like packing, like, I got bread out earlier to defrost, and it was like out on the bench, and he was going to go put it away. So, I'm like, alright, like, whatever. So then, I put the toast on, and walk out to grab my phone from in my room, which is when I restarted the call, right? So I come in here, grab my phone, and walk back out. Mum's got my toast out of the toaster and is buttering it to try and eat it herself. And I'm like, Mum, that's my toast. And she goes, well, you can just make yourself some more. I'm like, how about I just have my toast? She just goes nuts, right? So I'm like, alright. She's like, well, we've just come, I thought you walked out of the room and I thought that was it. I was like, I had toast in the toaster. So she goes, oh, this isn't even the best part. You're about to experience the best part.
Going to a whole new world.
Oh, it's going to a whole new world. So she starts going off at me about the toast, and I'm like, all right, why don't we just have one bit each? And she's like, no, I just want to be able to have the toast now so I can sit down and put my feet up. And I'm like, all right, well, why don't I just make some more toast and we both have one now and then one later? So, no, I want to sit down. I'm like, oh my god, like, what the heck is going
That's
on?
retarded. That's
So
actually
I'm like
retarded.
getting frustrated because I'm like, this is literally just like, yeah, I want it now syndrome. And I'm like, let's just be reasonable here. So Mum just starts getting all agitated and Dad goes off at me because I shouldn't be talking to my mother this way. At which point I just kind of go like, what? Like, how is this me at all? Like, I'm just getting like, I'm losing my mind with how retarded this is getting, right? So I'm just kind of in the room of like I've got my eyebrow up, I've just got this face of like shocked awe about what's going on. So then they look at me and they take that as me being like snarky or something, and then Mum just goes ballistic, and I'm like, what the heck? Just all I wanted was my piece of toast, and why has it become like this? So she grabs the piece of toast that she's been buttering, just slaps it on my plate, and is like, there's your piece of toast then. And I was like, Mum, I don't care. Like, just have your piece of toast. So I put it back on her thing. And then Dad starts talking to me. And I'm like, no, Mum's just being ridiculous. So then Mum grabs the piece of... she grabs the two pieces that she's buttered. So she's got jam and she's got peanut butter. She slaps them together into a sandwich, picks it up, and just pushes it into my face. So I then got peanut butter and jam and butter and bread just smeared into my face.
Is your mum a 3-year-old?
Like, I am in such, like, astonishment that I can't even do anything about it. So I just got Mum smearing this, like, toast sandwich into my face. And I'm just like, what the heck's going on? So I start going off, because I'm like, Mum, what are you doing? You're being a child. And then Dad's like, don't talk to your mum like that. And I'm like, at this point in time, she is the child, not me.
He's the one smearing the toast.
So I start going off, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, this situation is just beyond absurd.
It's just stupid.
And then Mum goes, you can't ever just conform to what we want. It's always has to be done your way. And I'm like, Mum, legit, all I wanted was my toast at the beginning, and like I'm trying to like just understand the situation at this point, whereas Mum keeps elevating it out of control and Dad's just in the whole bunch of like, I saw at one point when he went to pick up the sandwich that Mum had thrown on the ground after she smeared it in my face, He kind of picked it up with this look of like, what the heck is going on here? But he had to keep it under control, otherwise Mum would have completely lost it. So then, it gets better. So then, I'm like, alright. So I'm like, now Mum's got this broken sandwich is now on the ground, and now we're both gonna have to wait even longer to get our food. So I put more toast in, I put it down, and we wait for it to be done. So then it pops out, like, I'll pop it out when I think it's ready, and put it on, and Dad starts talking to me. So I turn to Dad, and Mum takes the toast, starts buttering it herself again. And I look at it and I'm like, no, that is my toast. Like, this is the toast that I am having. So she's just like, well, you've just got to have everything your own way, don't you, Caleb? And I'm like, Mum, look, you've just smashed a sandwich into my face. You've got peanut butter and like jam up my nose and like in my hair and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't even know what to I don't even know what to do at this point. Now, at this point, I close my eyes because I'm just kind of like clenching them shut, just like trying to understand what the heck's going on. I open
Preparing
them
for
up,
the second sandwich.
and Mum has just grabbed a whole chunk of Vegemite and just, no, not Vegemite, of peanut butter, and just smeared it across my uni hoodie. Now, this hoodie is pure white. So this thing is now ruined. Like, I cannot wear this jumper anymore.
What is she doing?
And it's like $80. Like, this thing is really expensive. And it is so hard to keep clean. So she's ruined this thing, because she's had, like, jam on her hand and, like, peanut butter in her hand. And she's just smeared my, like, pure white jumper with this filth. So I'm just like, what the heck is wrong with you? At this point, I'm like getting angry / laughing at the same time. Like, my body just doesn't really know what to do with itself because the situation is just so profoundly absurd. So this all happens, and then I'm just like disgusted, and Mum still keeps going off about it, and still goes to eat my toast. So I just grab like the bits of like peanut butter off of my jumper and just put it in her hair and just put it on her jacket thing, her like black jacket for like work jacket thing. I get like a tiny bit in her hair and like a tiny bit on her like over jacket thing, and she just turns to me and just smears that peanut butter right into my flippin' jumper. So I'm just going nuts at this point because now $80 is ruined. Like, at least I didn't ruin any money. Like, I just put like some stuff on, and I might have been able to emphasis on might, that have been able to scrape off the peanut butter that was on my thing, then soak it and like bleach it in order to fix it. But nah, not anymore. This thing's gone. So, at this point, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. So then Mum throws the next sandwich at me, which once again is my toast again.
No. How does this story keep going on? Surely
I don't know. Like, at this point, I'm just like, what?
Do you guys run out of toast before it ends, or?
I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
Just an endless loop
like,
of toast
Dad,
thrown on Caleb's hoodie.
And I start going on, I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And then Dad pulls the whole, don't bring God into this. And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, God wouldn't be on your side. And I just like, I look at him and just give him this look, and he just thinks about what he said instantly and just goes, we wouldn't be on Mum's side either. And I'm like, so what's the matter here? So then like, it's just like, welcome to my family, where someone gets home, asks what's for dinner, gets assaulted for asking what's for dinner verbally, then actually gets physically assaulted with a sandwich. Like, just, unbelievable.
That was a beautiful story.
You posted this on Reddit
so
as well.
Now I've got these 4 now cold pieces of toast because I've been telling you the story. that have just one is just munted.
Just go make some more, Caleb. Go do it.
One is just munted. One is just munted, and the other one is just cold. And I don't even like peanut butter and jam like toast, like let alone one that's halfway up my nose. So now all I can smell is just peanut butter and jam. Like I can feel like peanut butter like in my nose hair. It's just like up there. It's just ridiculous. So I'm gonna go and try have a shower or something, because like this stuff's ridiculous. I mean, I've just got I've now got no jumper, so I'm cold. Like, it's just actually unbelievable. Like, this is actually just ridiculous.